Filming from GenCon 2018, I'm here with Jason from Flying Frog, who has agreed to tell us a little bit about Blasted Wastes, which is a new expansion for their already pretty expansive Shadows of Brimstone line. Thank you, Jason.
Yeah, so the Blasted Wastes is a brand new deluxe Otherworld set that's just coming out, and it basically is a brand new Otherworld that is an alien sulfur desert wasteland that a bunch of different alien races use as a penal colony. So they send the worst of the worst prisoners, they maroon them on this planet, and no one can escape.
It's like the Australia of the old Australia Shadows of Brimstone.
Yeah. So basically, when your heroes find portals that lead there, you can pick your way through the desert, finding different scrap and tech amongst the ruins of ships that have crashed there. You get attacked by wasteland scavengers looking for resources. It's got a little bit of a Mad Max vibe, wrapped up with sort of a Tatooine vibe from Star Wars. And there's a bunch of different enemies that come in the box. You get these big brutal sand crabs. You also get the wasteland scavengers that I was talking about. You get wasteland warlords and heavies that have big scrap cannons that they shoot at you. You also get, in addition to the Blasted Wastes Otherworld, there's also on the backside, instead of doing more mine map tiles, we decided to do a new world, which is the Old West Canyons. So you can see we have some of the map tiles here.
How you doing?
So you can see the wreckage of ships and the pools of sulfuric acid on the Blasted Wastes. And then on the back side, you can see that it's actually Old West Canyons, where you can find doorways like mine exits and mine entrances, so you can go back and forth between the mine and the canyons. And so another enemy that comes...
What are these beautiful...
Oh, so that's like cactus plants that have sort of been tainted by the Darkstone. So you can see they've got that sort of purple hue to them, and tentacles that come out to ensnare people that try to pass by.
They may be deadly, but they sure are pretty.
It's true. Another feature of the canyons that's kind of cool is some of the map tiles have big raging rapids going past, and there's some encounter cards you can find that let you try to find a crossing across the rapids, so you can go to the other side, and it lets you connect the boards in different ways, which is kind of fun. Another enemy that comes in the set are the tribal ghost warriors, which are basically tribal Native Americans that were too close to Brimstone when it exploded, and so they were possessed by demons. And so they actually kind of jitter and phase in and out of reality as they attack you, descending from the canyon cliff sides to ambush unwary heroes that are passing by. Another thing that's really fun is that in the Blasted Wastes, there's actually a day-night cycle. So when you're in this alien desert, the sun moves much faster. The twin suns move much faster than they do on Earth. And so as you're exploring, it can go from day to dusk to night to dawn. And that actually has game effects on the enemies. Some of the enemies are stronger during the day, some are stronger at night. And also, any of the map tiles that have these blue acid pools on them, at night those start evaporating and causing this deadly mist to float around the board. And so at nighttime or at dusk, those acid pool map tiles become more dangerous for heroes that are traveling. One other thing that's really cool is that there's actually a wasteland Bartertown you can visit. So if any of your adventures end in the Blasted Wastes, you can choose to either go back to the Old West frontier town, like a normal time between adventures, or you can choose to end, you can choose to visit the Blasted Wastes Bartertown, which has its own map and its own unique locations, and so it varies. You build the town each time you find one, and there will be different locations. Like there's a gladiator arena where you can go and bet on gladiator matches between the aliens, or if you're feeling, brave enough, you can go and actually join in the gladiator matches and try to get extra rewards and extra stuff for being able to win matches against aliens. There's also like a wasteland dock where they can patch you up using some sort of bionics and metal scrap to give you enhancements. There's a temple, which is kind of like the church in town, but every time you go to a temple in a different Blasted Wastes town, you have to roll to see which is the icon that they worship at that town. And so there's 6 different icons that they can worship depending on what it is for that particular Bartertown. So it might be a giant unexploded bomb that was just out in the desert that they found and now worship as sort of a god, or it could
Sounds
be
familiar. I think I played a video game where something like that happened. I don't know.
There's also one where it's a giant robot that's basically gone dormant, and so they worship it because it looks like this giant deity. One of them is there's a giant stable gateway that they worship, and so whenever you go to a temple for the first time in the town, you roll to see which one it is, and then there's unique encounters and things that you can buy and stuff that can happen at the temple, based on the icon that they have. So there's a lot more variation, and really, in a lot of ways, it's like 2 other worlds in one, because you get the Blasted Wastes and you get the Old West Canyons.
Sounds great. And when will it be available?
So it is going to be in stores in September, so it's right around the corner. We got some early for GenCon to basically do a preview release.
Excellent. Thank you so much for telling us about Blasted Wastes. I think that Shadows Brimstone fans are very excited. And hey, if you never played Shadows of Brimstone, maybe it's about time that you give it a try, because it's a great game. Thank you.
Thank you.